Welcome to TORAH Talk. I'm your host, William Hall, broadcasting live out of Kingsland, Texas, USA, with episode number 10 of Entry-Level Biblical Hebrew Parsha Practice. This week we're doing VAYECHI, Genesis 47:28. Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's a pleasure to see you all here. It's been an interesting day today. Not that you guys care, but I've been outside chasing goats. We have 2 goats outside, and the fence fell over. And actually, fortunately, we weren't really chasing them. I was doing more fence mending than anything else. Me and my younger son was outside. Which is why we didn't start at 2 o'clock, which is typically my plan whenever we don't do Kosher Kitchen. So anyway, so sorry for being late, and all the people who are not watching it live won't know what I'm talking about because they don't know what time we start. So, all right. So anyway, we're just going to pick back up on our normal routine of the Parsha Practice. Again, this is Genesis 47:28. I believe is the beginning. I've got the chart available on Facebook. It's maybe not overly easy to actually copy, I guess, but if you guys know, if you're computer savvy at all, you can see any picture and save it to your computer and then print it off as a JPEG or even as a Word document, I think. But anyway. Okay, so I was trying to set up some things ahead of time to make it easier for you guys to see things real crystal clear. And what I realized was by doing so, you're not going to be able to see my mouse moving around. And the only way I can get around that is to put up a blurrier picture so you can see where I'm pointing. But I don't know if I want to do that today. Today I'm just going to use the chart that I've got set up because it's real crystal clear, and I'll just tell you what verse that we're on. And if you'll just listen and pay attention, when I start reading, you just listen to each word. You can count how far along, like you could tell if I'm on the 4th word just by how many words I've spoken, even though you don't know the words. So, all right. So here we go. We're going to first start off with that which I thought I actually set up to. I must have, oh, there it is right there. Okay, so yeah, we're going to start off here. Let me make a minor adjustment real fast because that just, that color is a little bit off there. One moment. So we're going to basically read from the Torah itself, and then we'll go to the chart like before. So, and this you should be able to see. Again, I need to verify that you're able to follow my cursor, and you are. So that's great news. Okay, so here's where we're going. We're going to stay right here on verse 28 is going to be our starter. Let me get it at the top of the screen. Okay, I had some advice given to me, which I was appreciative of, and that is to take more time and actually talk slower through it. Don't try to even hold a medium pace. Just kind of go slow enough so that everybody can follow you along, a syllable at a time if we need to. And also, this is to keep me from making mistakes as well, which I do know I make plenty of them. So this will certainly be a helping point for me, no doubt. Before we get completely going, I want to remind everybody that they can, if you haven't subscribed to the website, not just for this show, but for shows like with Rabbi Tovia Singer, and for, what's this one here? Hold on a second. For Rabbi Singer and for others, then go to the YouTube channel, which is where you're at now. So hit the subscribe button, and then at the bottom, right next to the subscribe button is a bell. You want to click that bell and turn on the notifications. That way you can be alerted whenever, like right now we just started. Even though we started late, if you subscribe and turn the notifications on, you'll get an email the moment we start, so you won't have to wonder if we're going to record or not. In fact, you could be out shopping thinking we're not recording, and YouTube will send you an email and saying, hey, you're missing a show. So that's kind of how it works. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and start off here. Let's see if I can do it off the screen in front of me so I don't have to turn my head. Actually, it might be better this way because you can actually see my face. Not that that's a good thing, but that's all right. We'll do it anyway. Sorry about the green screen. Chroma key is not quite what it should be. I don't know if I can fix that. I might be able to. I'll just do that later. I'm not worried about it. If you guys ain't worried about it, I ain't worried about it. Makes me look grayer, though. Actually, I'm not sure if I like that too much, but that's okay. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to use my mouse now. I'm going to start at 47, verse 28. I got to get out of here far enough where I'm not blocking anything. All right, here we go. VAYECHI, that's a het, not a hey. So VAYECHI, Yaakov, Bereishis, Mitzrayim, Shiva, Esrei, Shana, Vayhi. That's not the same word as this one. Vayhi and Vayhi. It's more of a hissing cat sound with the chet and the hey. It's like a breath. And then you more restricted air for the he. Vayhi, Vayhi. Okay, so Vayhi, Yamei. Notice it was y, not ya, because that's kind of like a little stop sign right there. The shva is sh, shva, sh, right? Yamei, Yaakov, Shnei, that's shnei, Chaya, Chayav. Sounds funny, but realistically it is how it is, but they don't pronounce it that way. It's Chayav. But to make that yud more phonetic, which you don't really do, but just to let you know, it does have a purpose, even though it's almost silent. Chayav, Shev'ah. Actually, it's Sheva, not Shev'ah. The Shev'ah, and again, to emphasize, this Sheva here, if that was Shev'ah, there would probably be a Sheva here, and then the Patak would actually be next to it, separating the sounds. So Sheva, Shanim, Va'arba'im, pardon me, Va'arba'im. Let me go through that slowly. V'arba, it's a bet with a penny in the pot. That's a bet. So Va'arba'im. Va'arba'im. At. Now it's not umat, it's like almost like Uma Thurman. At. And it may flow more than the way I'm pronouncing it, but that's technically what it is. At Shana. Okay, that was verse 28. And now for verse 29. Vayikravu. Wrong. Vayikravu. Vayikravu. Not Vayikravu. Vayikravu. Yamei. Yisrael. And it's got the A. It's airy like A. Yisrael. There's nothing I can tell you about that. About Yisrael. I always say just Yisrael. Lamot. This is a cantor mark. Ignore that. Unless you're singing it like the cantors do. Vayikra. Leave. No. Li. It's a chirik. E. V. Shivash. Leave. No. Remember, it's over the top. Leave no. La Yosef. La Yosef. Is that cursor still there? Yeah, it is good. Vayomer. I actually like going slower. It's less pressure for me. I don't have to worry about messing up as much, even though I probably still will. It's actually Vayomer. If there was a shva here, it would be Vayomer. Vayomer, but it's not. It's Vayomer. It's all connected. So Vayomer. Segol, like eggs. Spell the vowel is called the segol, egg, and egg makes the short E sound. Vayomer. Okay. Lo im na. I'm guessing this little symbol here is just showing these connect together. That the words are connected, I'm supposing. We'll find out later. Matzati. Matzah. Silent, still needed. T. It's a chirik. E makes a hard E sound, like in feet. Chain. A. Tseiri. T-S-A-R-E. Tseiri. Or tseir. That's the name of the vowel again. Chain. That's a nun sofit. If you notice, right up here, or right next to it, in the next word, this letter nun sofit, and this letter is the same letter, except the sofit, or the final form. If you look right here, let me see mine. Okay, so if you look right here, it goes across to the right and drops down, and then at the base level, it cuts over to the left. That's a regular nun. Here, it does the same thing. It starts over, goes to the right, and it juts down, But at the base level, instead of cutting over, it's like it hinges down like a trap door. It just opens right up. So you might, with that visual, you might be able to remember more that that's a nun sofit, not a vav. A vav, if you look right above it here, they look very similar. Okay? Big difference. Nun sofit, you'll only find at the end of a word, kind of like this chaf sofit. If you go up to the 2 or 3 lines, this mem sofit, this square version of the mem, pardon me, sorry about that. And so there's some final letters, and they're literally final because you will only find them at the end of a word. You won't find them in the middle of a word. Okay, so I forgot where we were at. Jumping around too much, I guess. Okay, leave no. Leave no, li Yosef, vayomer, lo imna, matzati. Yeah, we was talking about ti chen. So matzati chen, ba-a, not ba, b-a, like say you, say me, A-Y. That's like an A sound with a Y at the end. B-a, ne, remember se, gol, egg, 3 eggs in a basket. B-a-ne-cha, ba-a-necha. Sim, it's a sin, not a shin, remember? Sin is never right. Sin is always wrong. Sin is always on the left. Shin is right. Okay, so sim na, yadka, not yadecha or yadacha, just yadka. Tachat, tachat. Yoreki, y-re. Notice there's no yud there, doesn't need it. Y-re-ki. Excuse me, that's a chaf, not a cough. A cough, making a hard C sound or K sound like kite, would have a cough drop in the mouth. This is like a little mouth here. If there's a cough drop, then that's a cough. If it's not, it's a chaf. It's a very guttural, it's one of the big guttural letters in the Hebrew. Yerechi, yerechi. V'asita, so v-a, c, e, the chirik. That little bird mouth right there is a cantor mark. Ignore that. V'asita. Imadi, e, ma, d. There's another yud. Plays the same word like play or say or hey. Chesed. Notice the difference between a chet and a hey. They're almost identical. The chet on this left leg is connected all the way to the top. Is that there? Where's my mouse? There it is. Okay. It's connected all the way to the top. The hey does not. I'm looking for one right now. Y'all probably already found one. Yep, straight up the top, very top line. Right up here. This hey, right, looks exactly the same as, where'd it go? This chet, right? Except it's got a gap right there. And the way I learned that was like, hey, there's a hole right there. Okay, so that was kind of retarded, but okay. Okay, so chesed. And that was we should do a show just on the similar letters because there's so many of these letters that look almost identical with just a slight change that might actually help you, like remember them because they're so close together. But it's really good to define which ones are which so you can know ahead of time. Okay, va-emet. So not va-em, it's ve-emet. Ve, it's like the segol, the eggs. E. V-e, so it's ve-emet. Ve-emet. El-na. Tik-bu-re-na. Excuse me. Tik-bu, it's a bet with a penny in the pot. Remember that? Tik-b-re-ni. Tik-bre-ni. B'mitzrayim. Actually not. One thing to note is the resh is not pronounced like the Spanish, not like the Spanish R. It's not. You don't roll it with your tongue off the roof of your mouth. It's actually it's also a guttural letter, but you don't really hear it much. It's more like a gargling when you gargle water. It's like like Torah. It's almost like toga right, with a G, but instead of an R, but it's very soft guttural, but it just sounds like an R, and that's what we associate it with. So some people use it that way, some people don't. A lot of times you can tell one who's who's actually a native speaker because they have no problem pronouncing that R with the guttural sound instead of the tip of the tongue roll off. B'mitzrayim, b'mitz, E, it's a E, chirik, makes it E like feet, b'mitzrayim, right? Okay, verse 30, v'shakavti, sin, that's not a sin, because sin is never right. This is the right, this is the left. Sin is never right. So this is a shin. Shak, this is a chaf, not a kaf. V'shachav, not b. There's no penny in the pot. V'shachav t. Im avotai, excuse me, O. There's the O marker up top. It's not just over a vav or an aleph or ayin. Un shatni. Oh, excuse me. See, I went too fast. That's a sin because it's on the left. Un satani. Un satani. Un sa ta ni. Mi Mitzrayim. Ukvar ta. Ukvar tani. Ukvar tani. Bich Boratam. Now, there's people going to disagree with me on this diagonal, but I've been listening to different rabbis read from the Torah, for me looking at this myself as they're reading, and I hear them pronouncing it differently. And so the best way I can explain it for myself to remember is you have kind of three main vowel sounds. You got O, U, and and not all of them, but just in that realm, okay? Like the vav cholam, if you'll go, let's go to the very first word in the sentence we were already on. That vav with the shuruk, that's in the middle, it's like, ooh, you just got punched in the stomach with that ball, hit you in the stomach, right? Because it's in the midsection of the vav. That's a uk, that's a shuruk, so that's a oo sound, like in boot, B-O-O-T, boot, okay? And then if you go over here, you'll find a vav cholam. Let's right here's one on verse 29, second line. Okay, that's a cholam. O. It's over the top, so it's O. Okay, O, and then U, and then like put. And so in my mind, I kind of associate that with like the short letter U, and not like cup, like up, but it could be like or it could be in that realm, and that it may even include both that. I'm not sure. I just know that's the area that it's in, okay? So, Bikburatam, Vayomer, Vayomar, Anoki, and again, that's not a key, that's not a kaf, that's a chaf, Anochi, Ese, Kid Barecha. Okay? All right, now, I'm going to go to the chart now. And so that way we can look at how we started this off. Looks like something drifted on me here. One moment, please. Okay, where are you at? 1 second here. Sometimes the lighting will just drift a little bit, and it'll throw the screen off to where you can't see it that well, and I've got to make a little minor adjustments. And so, and there it is right there. That should be good. Okay, so here is the chart. And the only problem now, like I said, is you cannot see my mouse because I don't know. See, I might be able to make that work, actually. I just had an idea. No, I can't do it. You just have to pay attention to what verse I'm on, okay? Because that's the only way I can really make it work the way I want to. And since you guys have already followed along enough to kind of know basically how things are going, this should really not be a problem with you just following the words on each one, okay? And so we'll start with the top, and that's going to be, again, we're starting over from verse 28, And you guys, like I said, if you want these charts, just follow them. Just follow along on my Facebook, and when you see me pop one up, you can just right-click, save it to your computer somewhere. Best place to do it is save it to your desktop. Tell it where to go. Save it to your desktop so it's easy to find. And you can just right-click on it and select print or whatever, however that works. So, all right. So I can see this pretty well myself, which means y'all probably should be able to see it as well. Again, I'm putting these. I'm going to try to reuse the same mapping in the future on all of them, and I'll just keep adding more and more. But some of them may not have anything for you to look at. In fact, there may be on this chart something here that I didn't even use. But really, I'm just going to put them here just to kind of get your brain to working. And so I'm only going to start circling a few here and there. I'm not going to circle every one of them, but you really need to learn how to do this, because by ruling out the prefixes and suffixes, you can narrow down the root word, and that's what you need to learn. That's also, as well, another thing you need to learn, okay? This, I drew this line here. Most of you know this already. But because these two words actually are connected together. It's not like showing you which way to read, the direction to read. It was more, these were the ones in between the brown letters. Those were kind of like, yeah, read right to left. But this one actually was to connect these two words together. So Shiva Esrei is like, literally means, Shiva means 7, and then Esrei doesn't mean plus 10. It just means 10. Or Eser is 10. The way they use this last letter somehow connects it and changes the text of it, the context, so it means 17 when you use the two words together. So I cannot give you an example in English right offhand how that works. But okay, so I'm going to start with the verse 28. Vayechi. Okay, you notice if I circled the vav and the yud on the very first. I wonder if I can point. That might actually work. But then that might actually be a little annoying for you guys too. Let me, nice to have like a little yardstick or something. So Vayechi, I circled the vav and the yud because the vav means and the yud means he, and chai is life or live. And he lived. Yaakov. You can see all the words here. I put them on there for your convenience. Somebody asked me what software I use to do all this. It's really not. This isn't on a software. I actually had to piece all this stuff together myself. Now, in the books that I have in the Stone edition Chumash, they have the transliterated Chumash where it does have this, and I actually copied most of these words directly from that book because they translate it really well. There was only a couple things I changed because to me it made more sense by changing it a little bit. So, but you can get it like this, but you won't be able to get it with a mapping, with all the map guides I put on the right column. You won't be able to find that anywhere. So, okay, so Vayechi, and he lived, Jacob. Ba'eretz, ba is in, at, with, that sort of a thing. The code in here, I put it down here at the bottom in the diamond on the right column. On your screen, the second one from the bottom, the red diamond. Okay. Ba'eretz, Eretz is land. So Mitzrayim, this is not a prefix. The mem, and this is the fourth word. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mitzrayim. Okay. That's just the word. Now I think there is some interesting stuff with Mitzrayim, with the way it's spelled, using the mem, and several other things. And we'll try to get into that another time once I figure out more about it. Shiva, that's its own word. Esrei, Esrei. So Eser and Esrei, they're pretty much 10. Okay, so 10 and 7, 17. Shana is years. Vayechi, and. Now this is and it was, or and it. Yeah, and was, whatever, Yehi. I think Yud is not associated, I don't believe, with this, with the blue heart, he. This is just simply Yehi, because it's like the tetragrammaton. The Yud and the He and the Vav and the He, it's all part of the past, present, and future tense combined, and this is where this name really just magnifies. So Yehi is actually kind of one of the stages, past, present, future. Yamei. Okay, day. Day is yom, and so I think the yud at the end in this particular usage means of. It has to do with the fact that it's like a noun, verb, whatever you want to call it. With nouns, that the yud will mean one thing. With verbs, it would mean something else. So in this case, it's the days of. The yud actually represents of in this case. Yaakov, Shnei, which is years, like Shana. Chayav, excuse me, yeah. It's a chet, chayav. Now these Chai again is a life. Okay. His life is here because the Vav is masculine singular. There's more to it than that, but I can't get into it because I don't know it that well. Shiva. Now I'm not going to go too long. I'm only going to go for about another 4 minutes, and just to kind of get you guys through this thing, to kind of give you a little bit of practice. And so forth. Besides, I actually put a lot of this work on your screen for you so that you wouldn't necessarily need me to tell you what these words are. The only homework I would say for you to do is start doing the diagram with the, over here on this right column, this top to bottom here, and actually using something like that. You can even number. I would do, since you're going to have to do it with a pen and paper, I would say forget my boxes, circles, diamonds, all this other stuff, and just number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, whatever you want to do. In fact, maybe I'll do that in the future. That way I can get rid of the shapes. It'll be easier to, it'll be easier on the eyes too, I think. But do that, practice that, and actually try to figure out what the prefixes are, what the suffixes are, and then find out what the root words are. Softwares to use, you can use Olive Tree. You'll have to pay for the Hebrew, which I did. What is the other one? Funny, I drew a blank. I used it for years. I can't remember now. There's another Bible software out, eSword. Thank you. eSword software is out there, and it's free, and they do have the Hebrew. I don't believe they've got the vowel points on there, though. They might. You'll have to check and see. But you can go online. Chabad.org has resources for the Hebrew as well, and you can actually follow your learning and do your testing and stuff there if you want to. But in general, just you need to practice this on your own. Don't just use this show for listening to me tell you what to do. Spend some time, in the evenings or in the mornings, 15 minutes a day or something, and just really try to start working on this stuff. Okay, so let's go through, we'll just go through the rest of what's on verse 29. Okay, Vayikravu, Vayikravu, that's verse 29, verse 1, or word 1, Yamei, Yisrael. So, and drew near, Karav is the root word, that's the Chaf Resh Bet. The Vav at the end is a suffix. The Vav in the beginning is a prefix. The Yud is also a prefix. So Karav is the root word. It means to be close or to draw near or the close part of, whatever. Okay, so Vayikravu, and drew near. Yamei, the days of Yisrael. Lamot, to die. Lamed is 2 and 2, 4. That's the fourth word in verse 29. Lamot. Lamot. Mot would be the death part. That's the die part. So to die. Okay. Vayikra, livno. This is the second line, the very bottom line in your screen right now. Vayikra, libno, leYosef, vayomer. I really need to go over that because we can't just leave that alone. It's like telling you half of a joke or something that just doesn't make sense. So we'll go with, okay, so let me move that screen up first, and then that way we can just go through the full verse 29 all together at once again. Let me pull that up just a second. Bear with me. There it goes. And wow, that's actually a long verse. Wow. Oh, that's the entire thing. We'll get to the end of the point. We'll get to the end of the actual point. I probably won't do the whole verse, but we'll see. Okay. Vayikravu, Yamei, Yisrael, Lamot. So, and drew near the days, or came closer, approached the days of Israel to die. It was time for him to die. Vayikra, and he called. So, and Vav, Yud, Kara is to call. Okay. This is the second line, which is the fifth word. Vayikra, and he called. To his sons, leave no. Okay, the vav at the end suffix means it's his, and it's got the dot over the top of it, which signifies the singularity, to his son. And the lamed in the front with the pink diamond is 2 unto 4, all those type of words. You have to know what word it is and how to apply it. And ben, beit nun, is the root word. Leave no, leYosef, to Yosef. Vayomer. It's the one with the vav, just like, the vav with the red circle and then the blue heart around the yud. Vayomer, and he said. Literally, and he said. Emar, or Emor said, in this case, Omer. Lo, as unto him. Pardon me. So it's like a prefix and a suffix. There's really not even a word there, but it constructs to him. So he called unto him, or to him, Imna matzati. So imna, so if, and na is often found as like pray or beseech. But in this case, it's used for kind of please is the most fitting application of this word. So if please, if I have found favor, chen, okay, so if I have found matzati, one way you can remember the matzah, the matzati, the found, I don't know how appropriate or inappropriate this might be because I don't know exactly all the laws of halacha, but I think it works because I know at Pesach they have the matzah that you're supposed to go find the matzah. Yeah, I'd say that's perfectly fine. They had a really interesting spin that was not really well for in the Messianic movement, and that's what it kind of had me red flagging for a second. But yeah, it's actually cool. So matzah, there's that part of Pesach where they hide the matzah and the kids ask the questions, and they have to go find the matzah, and so matzah is to find. Matzati. Chen, favor. Ba'enecha, ayin is eye. The yud here, it's kind of like I think it's kind of like the of part, I guess. But in cha is your, in your eyes. Sim na, again, there's that word na, which is beseech, pray, please, petition. So I'm petitioning this. Please, sim, put. Sum is actually the most usage of the word of the word place or put is sum, but sim, however that works here. Yadka, okay, yad is hand, right? Like the little Torah pointer is actually called the yad. Cha is your. That's a really popular one to remember for sure. Is the chaf sofit at the end. Yadka. Tachat, under. It's its own word, full word. Yerechi, okay. Yerach, I think, is the root word there. Let me double check that real fast. That was verse 29, because I don't remember if that was the root word. Let's see. Yeah, Yerek is what apparently, unless this is an error, Yerek. So Yerechi is the yod at the end will be the suffix. Va'asita, and do. Asa means to do or to make or to act upon. Imadi, no comment. I got to figure that one out. Chesed, y'all are familiar with this word. Chesed is kindness, right? Va'emet, emet is truth. Il na, so there's that word na again. Please, 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 like bavakasha. Please, tik bareni, bury me. I'm sorry. El na. It means el. This is actually. This confused me because lo is how you say no. But sometimes it reverses the letters, and I don't know why. I'm going to probably, if I can remember, I'll ask Gavriel that today in the 6 p.m. class. Elna means do not. I pray, please do not bury me in Egypt. Ba Mitzrayim. And so that, my ladies and gentlemen and lovely friends, is a wrap. We'll do this again, same time, same place next week. There is a chance, I don't know what the chance is yet, but there is a chance that we might not record next week just because Rabbi Singer is not going to be available, and I might use that weekend to take the family out and do some family time. So I'm not sure how that's going to play just yet. So y'all keep an eye on the YouTube channel. Like I said, subscribe, turn on the bell, turn on the notifications, because if you don't, you won't get the alerts. It's just going to, it'll just sit there. So, and then... but that's about it. Yeah, and also, again, I'm going to say this on every show because it's kind of important. There's been people who have been donating towards the building fund, and I can't really express to you how much that means to me and to help us through this, because we don't, we don't make a lot of money, and I'm a single income. We have, homeschooling, all this other stuff. So I've chosen to take this burden on myself. But if funds come in to help us through this, it's just amazingly a relief, because it's going to be a long ride, because it's paying it out over 60 months like a car, and of course it's sooner I get it paid off, the lot less the building will cost. So, but anyway, thank you all very much, because it really does mean a lot. It's it really gets down to the emotional pit of my soul stuff like that. So anyway, so that's pretty much it. We will see you guys again next week. I'll try to get the new charts up here by this, probably not tonight because I've still got more shows to do, but maybe tomorrow or Tuesday. I'll try to get both charts ready for you for next week, and which means I might actually do 2 charts just in case I miss. That way you can have next week's chart, and then then you'll have another full week to actually practice before you actually come back and watch these videos again. So with all that said, I'm going to sign off now because I've got another show in about 40 minutes. Feel free to tune in. Controversial Issues with Rabbi Chaim Coffman. And I have no idea what the topic's going to be about, but it's sure to be a hot one. So you guys tune in, and we'll see you guys a little later. Shalom, shalom, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.
חשוב והכרחי להיות ביחד. איפוק זו העוצמה, ויתור זו הגדולה, השאיפה והכמיהה. אני אתה אתם תמיד תמיד כולם ביחד. חשוב מכל חשוב והכרחי להיות ביחד. איפוק זו העוצמה, ויתור זו הגדולה, השאיפה